Hello there, my name is Ben and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd make a video because I've been away for a bit and I got back a couple of days ago and been sinking my teeth into the Portraits record. And as you probably know, if you follow me on Twitter, because I've been talking about it a lot, and I kind of apologise for how much we tried to push it, but it seemed to work in the end. I'm talking about a Kickstarter which succeeded yesterday with $7,876. 105 people backed it, and if you're one of those people, you'll have been added to a private Facebook page. I'm not very good at Facebook, I don't really use it at all, but I will be for this Portraits thing, because we're going to give you videos. I'm going to do a video tonight for you, an exclusive video for just those people, so showing you a new song and a little bit of behind the scenes. But 105 people backed it, and yet we only have one song to date. Like, it's incredible. The generosity on your end is just incredible, and I know John feels exactly the same, and we just can't thank you enough for that. So he's coming here. That's it. The album's going to happen. He's coming here, and we're going to hit the studio on the 7th of December till the 18th of December, and residential studios with Tiny Tim Morris, who is Enter Shikari's and Two Downs and Quiet Ones engineer and mixer. And we've also been talking to a mixer from the States who is currently living in the UK, a Grammy award winning mixer, to mix this record because why not, basically. And the really cool thing about this guy is we get to mix it how we like it, and he just does the rest. Like, he just makes it radio friendly or album friendly or whatever it is. He just makes it huge, the biggest version of what we like, so we know we'll like it because we've mixed it ourselves, and then we give it to him and he just makes it even better, basically. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things, some of the questions that came out, and I was in France, so I was doing the Quiet One thing and I couldn't really answer them while I was away, and they're on my phone. Just give me a second. I know I've prepared props though. I've prepared props, but excuse me having to go to my phone. Excuse me for wearing Nike as well. I found this sweatshirt about 3 years ago. I'm not going to say where because it will make me sound like a homeless person. But just wait 1 sec, mate. Oh, this has gone terribly. Wait, because I can't see. Ah, here we go. Nerd Level, I already answered that in France. Which guitars and amps do I use for this record? Well, right now I'm only using a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, which is in there. It's my amp. I've been trying it for years, and I bought one last year. Not a massive fan of it so far, but for the record, I've got a Mesa Boogie Mark V coming in and a few other amps. And my lead on Portraits is actually my Fender Twin for Quiet One. But of course it's pedals because the Fender Twin has no gain section, so I have to use my pedals with it. But it sounds amazing as a lead amp, and like, it's really not the most common lead amp at all. No one uses that for that. So I'm really excited to kind of test some tones in the studios, because all I'm doing in the studio is reamping and doing vocals and doing the choir, doing the choir and orchestra. But I've already, by the time we hit the studio, all of my guitar parts will be finished. I just need to do something called reamping them, which is really cool. So I get to play with a lot of amps. The next thing is, how do I write the lyrics? And that's something I'm still finding out. But you might be able to see this incredible amount of paperwork, and it only increases as the weeks go. And my notepads, I have a lyric notepad and ideas notepad, the ideas for songs, ideas for lyrics. I have 2 different notepads here. How do I write lyrics? I do something called lyric mining. You might have seen Two Down. I don't know if we made a video about it or if we just were lyric mining. It's kind of like writing lyrics, but there's quite like a set formula to how you extract data from like articles, in this case, peer-reviewed journals in this case, and how you extract data and extrapolate story from data. This is not John's giving me things like essays and stuff, and I read them and I go through with highlighters and kind of pick out pertinent points, but I've got to be singing from some sort of personal reflective position with Portraits and trying to find the kind of idiosyncrasies of someone's thoughts while just looking at their accomplishments is quite difficult. So sometimes I have to look online and try and find like what we're doing. I won't spoil the song, but we're doing something where I had to look at someone's autobiography or biography. I can't remember which one is ghost written, and which one is written by yourself. And it wasn't written by the person because the person had been dead for many, many years, but it's a biography, and I found out some interesting things through that. So how do I write lyrics? I'm not really sure when it comes to portraits, but there's a few different avenues I go down. Music video ? These were all actual questions, by the way, but I put them in notes, and that's how it ended up. Music video ? Yes ! John's coming to the UK, and hopefully we do at least one in studio music video, and then hopefully as well an out of studio video, which would be really cool because we only get that opportunity once. Like, he's here just for such a short window of time, and we really need to make the most of it in that sense. There's something here called the competition to visit the studio. Now this video is late, so we were going to run a competition to get one of you to the studio for maybe a couple of days, just to sit in, see the writing process, meet us, recording process should I say, because everything would have been written by then, but to meet us and hang out and chill out for a bit, you know. Not that it will be chilled, I'm not really a chilled person, but it will be fun, and I will make it fun. And so we may end up doing a competition, maybe just the people in the select group, the Facebook thing, we'll run some sort of competition, because we really want to get one of you guys out here and just say hello and all that kind of stuff, and just show you behind the curtain kind of thing. Will the Portraits physical album come with some sort of art/lyric or information booklet? Good question. Actually, it comes with standard album booklet. We haven't created it yet, but it will come with, I'm assuming, like a 12-page insert booklet, like the Two Lost Boys will if you'd have pre-ordered that. Excuse me. But if you've backed the Nerd Package Plus on Kickstarter, I can't explain what you're in for, but you're in for something mental. There's a lot of data, not just printed essays and stuff like that. There's just a lot coming your way. So yes, included in that, there's going to be a lot of stuff. I thought it'd be quite a nice idea to put in some high-res studio photos with that as well, like print out large, or at least kind of A5 studio photos from our studio visit. Would be quite nice. So we may include those as well. We're going to have to now, I've just said that. But yeah, okay, there'll be other stuff as well. How do you stay so productive? This is where the prop starts. And also, what book are you reading at the moment? I just pointed to my book. I stay productive by this thing. This is an hourglass, as you can probably tell. In fact, this is a half hourglass. So every half an hour, this runs out. And I used to have one that was really cool, because when it ran out half an hour, it used to flip like that. So I'd physically see it flip, because this one, I broke the other one, which is really annoying. This one, when it runs out, I can't really tell, because it goes down so gradually, obviously over half an hour, that I can't always tell when it's run out. And then when the other one used to flip, so there was like a physical flip I could see in the distance. And I try and set up my day in a series of half an hours. I used to do it by 15 minutes, which is something called the Pomodoro technique. You can get an app on your phone, actually, which I used to use a lot and still do use from time to time, called the Pomodoro timer. Looks like a little tomato, because Pomodoro is like a pasta or something, isn't it? I don't know why it's called that. Maybe it's something to do with that. But it's every 5 minutes that, in that case, it reminds you on your phone to do things. And there was a point in my life where I was doing that, where I was structuring my day. This is not long ago. This is like 2 years ago, where I was structuring my day in like 5-minute segments, especially when I was in the studio. Well, only when I was in the studio, really. But to get the most out of it. But I just found it distracting every 5 minutes. But every half an hour, I see it run out, or, you know, see it's just about to run out. And I either get up, go and do something, or I switch things. Like if I've been working on something for half an hour and I'm banging my head against the wall, it's time to drop the guitar carefully. And I didn't tell you what guitars I'm using, but I'll come back to that. It's time to drop the guitar and either write out the parts so I understand it, which is what one of those books is full of, just dead parts basically. So I understand the part and why I can't quite grasp the technicality of it, because portraits, if you haven't noticed, there's some technical aspects to it. And so yeah, sometimes I just need to refocus, and every half an hour seems to be good. Sometimes I just ignore it. If I'm really in the swing of things, I ignore it, but that's how I stay productive. Like I wouldn't be able to focus or get anywhere near as much work done without constant timers kind of helping me along. And I used to do a thing where I used to switch every hour from, that was when we were tracking guitars for the Two Lost Boys. That was earlier this year, when I was switching back and forth between doing that and writing the Upside Down EP by Quiet One. And that was fucking mental, because it was like heavy, big, open guitars to like, that was not particularly helpful at the time, but and I ended up scrapping a lot of that and just rewriting the Upside Down EP after that happened. So that's how helpful that was. But in the case of one like mono project, I'd suggest an Hourglass, or at least the Pomodoro timer on your phone. It's really amazing. What book was I reading? This came to me on what's that thing I use? Ask FM, and I'm reading The Well at the moment, and it's about a cult. It's a bit grim. I've only just started it, but I started it in France actually, because I couldn't get to sleep very easily in France because of many reasons, and it's been really good. And I picked up a version in, where was I? Lille. And I picked it up, thought, oh, that sounds good, The Well, and got on the train and it was all in French, but the front cover was English, incredibly misleading. So then when I was down in where did we go to, Marseille, I picked up a English version. So that's really good. I would recommend. Well, I'm only like 50 pages in, but so far it's really good. And going back to finally the guitars, I use oh dear, I use my custom Trousseau. It's my steel, the double end steel, which has the non-jumbo frets and has the nail bomb pickups. I can show you it, it's easier. It looks like this. Oh shit! Just broke something, 1 second. That can't be good. That's going to be expensive. Just like that. Tracking with it now. So it's all metal, and I changed since the first photos. I've changed the neck, and it's now got a wooden neck, because I was getting the worst thumb blisters ever. This was all steel, the whole thing was steel, and that's quite rare on its own for a Trousseau, because normally they have wooden necks, but really wasn't getting on with it because I'm sliding so much with my thumb on the back. I was getting just really bad blisters. So I've gone back to wood, and it's mahogany, which is odd for a wood, and it sounds really weird as well, but I love it. I love this guitar, and it's passive, it's not active. I use a Jimmy clip. You may have seen those, because we're doing a lot of really staccato, but like really syncopated rhythms. So I use a Jimmy clip to stop, and that's going to break my Hourglass. I use my Jimmy clip to stop kind of extraneous strings from sounding, and I love it. Jimmy clip, if you play kind of harder rock and really do chugging and stuff, get yourself a Jimmy clip. I have another one up here somewhere, but it's like a longer one for my 8-string. So I use this as my lead, and then my sides, because we do like all the parts can be played by one guitar within reason, unless they're like weird feedbacking loops and verses and stuff. But I write portraits so it can be played, and I write it to muscle memory so that I know I can sing while I'm playing, which is a difficult thing in itself, for me at least. But when it comes to choruses, obviously to open up at choruses, I double or quad track guitars, and that goes to the algorithm guitar, which is like an SG, it's an SG, and it's got, I can't remember what pickups in that, but I changed them, and I put them back recently. I can't remember which ones are which now, but I use that on, I think, the left side, and then my right side and all of the portrait stuff is my baritone telly. So all the guitars are in a baritone tuning. It's drop A sharp, but with the D sharp as a G. So A sharp, F, A sharp, G, not D sharp there. But otherwise it's just drop A sharp. And I do that because you can play 7th chords really easily that way, whereas you have to do a kind of crab claw to play them otherwise. And there's a lot of jazz influence in some of the chord progressions, especially I think it's song 5 so far, that has a lot of jazz influence chord structure wise. So although you wouldn't hear it as jazz because of the progression itself, but it's all 7ths and 9ths and cage stuff and very odd progressions. So that's my kind of guitar setup as well. One last thing before I go, I met a guy the other day, and really nice guy. His name is Joss, and he kind of stuck with me. Like I met him like a week or 10 days ago, and he does this thing called Modern Language, and he's got a record coming out tomorrow or today or yesterday, whenever the fuck I put this up. Just thought you should check it out because he said he's got an album coming out soon, and before I'd even heard it, I pre-ordered it because he's such a nice guy. I thought, well, why not? And I know it comes out tomorrow, but again, that's quite hard to understand. But I'll tweet about it anyway. It's kind of weird, like he gets a lot of his influence, he said, from like New Order, and you can hear that in the vocal, where it's like kind of pitching oddly and stuff. It's strange, but it's really interesting. But I think of it as like the last Goo Goo Dolls record. Is it called Magnetic? I think of it as that kind of production with like a Willie Nelson / Mason vocal. Like it's just so cool. It's been on kind of loop, and the 2 songs are track 2 and 3, Japanese Man of War in a House. It's fucking sick. I don't know if he's signed. Oh, and it's called Postcards from Jeff, by the way, and the album's called Modern Language. His band, he plays with a band, they're called Postcards from Jeff. I'm interested because I'd like to maybe get him down for a Quiet One gig, because he's, I think, a 4-piece band and we're a 3-piece band. So it'd be quite cool to do some shows together. And I mean, it's different music. His is much more produced in terms of like the amount of instruments and synths and stuff, but I just thought it was interesting, and he's such a nice guy. I just thought I'd give him a plug. So check out Modern Language by Postcards from Jeff. Anyway, that's it, guys. As I said, I'm going to record a video now for the private Facebook group, but thank you very much for watching this video, for subscribing. If you don't mind leaving a like and all that shit, and then do whatever the fuck you want. And I will see you soon. Au revoir, because we're not in France anymore. Au revoir.